On April 2nd, Belton voters will consider two bond issues in support of public infrastructure improvements. Passage of both issues will provide $28 million in infrastructure funding. Proposition S will allow the city to issue general obligation bonds in the amount of $14.25 million to improve the city's storm sewer system. Proposition R will allow the city to issue $13.75 million to maintain the city's streets and roads. While this sounds like a lot of money, and it is, this is just a drop in the bucket to begin addressing Belton's infrastructure needs.
When Belton's population doubled in the 50s from 5,000 to 12,000, nobody was thinking 60 years ago about stormwater management or modern roadways, much less how that infrastructure would impact a modern city of almost 25,000.
They were thinking about building housing for members of the military with quick access to Richards Gebaur Air Force Base. The truth is, these early neighborhoods had no stormwater pipes, sewers, or catch basins, and the roads had only a thin layer of asphalt.
Decades later, far too many Belton residents are finding that when it rains, it truly does pour. It pours into streets, backyards, front yards, and yes, it even pours into basements. In 2012, Belton residents participated in a stormwater master planning process, helping the city identify 7 high-priority projects. 2 have been completed, but 5 shown here remain and would receive immediate attention if Proposition S passes. But storm sewers are just part of Belton's infrastructure problem. The city's roads are also in dire need of repair and maintenance. Belton's growing population has led to more cars and trucks taking a toll on our roads. Potholes and sinkholes endanger the public and damage vehicles. A recent audit of Belton's roads gave the city an overall poor rating, the lowest among metro area cities. The city's nationally accredited Public Works Department is working with Stantec Consulting Services to develop a street master plan that prioritizes projects for the city's 265 lane miles of road, many of which were built back in the 1950s, with roads in Old Town Belton dating back over 150 years. Stantec is in the process of creating a database of every street in Belton using data points from surveys, curb and gutter assessments, and ground-penetrating radar testing. The information will prioritize road projects to ensure the city spends public dollars wisely.
The reality is that both Belton's storm sewers and streets are in desperate need of improvement and upgrades. And when weighing each potential bond issue, the City Council could not prioritize one over the other, as both are needed, and that is why both questions are on the April 2nd ballot.
If voters approve both Prop S and Prop R, the average Belton homeowner will pay about $5 a month, or 17 cents a day. If only one bond issue passes, property owners will not see any tax increase whatsoever. That's why, technically, each ballot issue is considered a no-tax increase initiative. Prior bond debt incurred by the city is close to being paid off, and when the city's overall debt decreases, the city is free to issue new bonds with voter approval. Those new bonds will be paid off over time within the current debt service property tax levy. Considering the cost for repairs will continue to rise, the Belton City Council placed Prop S and Prop R on the ballot to begin improving Belton's road conditions and stormwater infrastructure before these systems' rankings slide from poor to failed. Please vote April 2nd.